Hey everybody, welcome to Band Geek, episode 154. That's right, getting over the thing. And Andy's playing that getting over the thing blues. I got Andy Ascalise with me. I said your name. Take it home, Andy. That was a very interesting blues ending you did there, bud. Welcome, everybody. We got a bunch of people with us right now. I want to say hello to you guys. Mark Nodos, Drew Stompanato, Al Kustik, Andrew Bonica. What's up, Andrew? John Schultz, the moderator for this evening. Tarna 1969, Sean Lade, Randy Wilcox. Home with the thing. That's right. Everybody check out Randy Wilcox. He's a wonderful guitar player. Mark Adams, Erica Johnson, sister of Eric Johnson. I made that up. I don't know if that's true. Dwayne Stinnett, Sean Lade, Ty Hartline, Scott. Hello, everyone. Yes, I'm playing the Rickenbacker today. Hello, John Lennon. I'm playing your guitar. I got the same tone that you got on those early Beatles records. If you can hear it. You know what's cool about this guitar? If I look at it, it goes out of tune. If I smell it, if I sniff it, it goes out of tune. So thank you for joining us today, and we had a good time doing this last week on Monday. Hello, Jack Bird. Welcome. We had a good time. We decided let's keep doing this. Let's keep it up, and I get to spend a little time with my friend Andy, which is always a mixed bag. It could be fun. It could be like, watching paint dry. You never know what you're getting. It's really exciting, and I enjoy it. So last week, as I mentioned, I got the thing, the thing that's going around. I got it. I'm feeling better. My voice is starting to come back. I had my voice last week, but in the days in between then and now, I had no voice whatsoever. So it's coming back a little bit. I have a little bit of a sinus thing that I have to take drugs for, but and that's also led to a hearing thing. I have a hearing whistle in my ear, and I went to the doctor today, and the doctor told me it's completely related to the thing, and I have it goes so it goes from E to F sharp. Depending on how I move my head, and it's loud. It's pretty loud. Jeez. If I move my head in time, I can get the Gungan parade at the end of episode 1. I can get that. Mark Adams, yes, the BOC concert is still on for Friday in Newton, New Jersey. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the fact that I don't have to drive more than half hour to get there.
Exactly.
That's my favorite part of it. John Lennon said it sounds just like the way he used to play it. I agree. I think that that's why I put these new pickups in.
Oh, right. You have a whole video about that, right?
Yeah, I did. I did actually, but I did put the new pickups in. I have a video about that, but I didn't play with this particular period-specific tone that I have on tonight. What's up, Michelle K. Williams? I'm so glad you're here. It's always lovely to see you. The Tarna, the thing you get, I found out from the doctor. She told me that that's one of the side effects. It goes away though. It's not like the other tinnitus that I have from playing rock music, but it was different because the regular tinnitus. Do you have any ringing in your ear, Andy, at all?
No.
See, I have some of it, and it's a tone, but it's a constant tone, and I can only hear it when it's like dead quiet, right? This thing, tinnitus that I got from the thing, like I have to have a noise machine when I'm sleeping, or else it drives me crazy. Yeah.
Interesting.
So, just sing. Steve Ascalise said, "Just sing everything like Liza Minnelli." Excellent. I gotta have that whole tone trill.
There you go.
So another thing the doctor told me is that I am actually cleared for seeing other humans as of tomorrow.
Great.
Yes. So will I see you tomorrow, Andy?
Sure.
I won't lick you or anything. I'll still. I won't do our normal greeting where I jump up on you and lick you. But I'll
we can tell people about that.
Oh, sorry. That was one of the things we said we weren't going to talk about. My bad. I'm so sorry. Hey, what's up, Steve Carello? Nice to see you. John Schultz. The thing for me was like a really nasty cold. But when I this is more than you needed to know about my my sinuses. But when I get a cold, I get a sinus infection. So I have a whole smorgasbord of things that I got to worry about. But that's the thing, and I'm glad to see the thing go. We're rehearsing tomorrow for our other thing, for our thing that's happening next year. I'm very much looking forward to that because we had to push rehearsal back because I was sick. But let's Andy, have you been practicing these songs since our last rehearsal?
I think I have.
I have not, because I've been in animation mode. Also,
yeah, what's going on with that?
Why, thank you for asking, Andy. No, I'll tell you why though. When I practice these songs, like the yes tunes, I play and sing them at the same time. I think it's a waste of time to just practice the bass parts.
So you weren't really able to sing. So you didn't wanna...
I'm trying to level them up at the same time, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because I'm not treating the bass and the singing like two separate things.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I'm treating them like all part of the same performance. I guess in the way that like Broadway people, they do the singing with the dancing and the stage blocking.
Okay.
Like it's all one thing. So I'm trying to kind of think of it like that. And
Interesting.
We've discussed this at rehearsal.
Yeah, we have. And we can discuss it now.
Yeah. Well, I'm encouraging everybody in the band to operate that way. It's just to think of this as
I practice differently.
Well, you're not singing that much with this.
Right. But when I do have to sing, I kind of try to get the music down so I don't have to think about it. And all I have to think about is lyrics.
You know, it's funny because I actually read an article from... Shut up, Jarrett. I know how Broadway works. I know how things work.
But I will say...
Hi, Jarrett. I love you.
It varies from instrument to instrument. Like, obviously, if I'm singing backup vocals while playing drums, it's very simple to continue the drum beat I'm playing and then just sing on top of it.
I read an interview in either Bass Player or Guitar Player magazine with Chris Squire, and he said he practices the instrumental parts until they become second nature, and then he starts adding the vocal on top of it.
So he memorizes it in his muscles.
Yeah, he just can play it until he doesn't think about it anymore. Then he works on the singing. I mean, awesome that he was able to do that. For me, I have to really think about the two things happening and how they fit in with each other.
And the third thing that no one talks about, standing. A lot of people sit when you practice.
Yeah, yep.
because you're practicing for hours at a time, and it's tiring to stand.
Yeah, and
but
performing
that
and not
kinda
looking like
changes
yeah, and performing and looking like you're not terrified, which is
from this to that.
mm-hmm. Well, unless you keep your guitar up here,
Right.
like my dad. Did you see my dad's special custom model? His
I did.
his Tom Anderson custom.
You're it's a fake custom model.
No, it's real.
If he had a custom model, that's
I bet you.
well,
Here's
Here's the problem. The problem is that you did exactly what he would need for a custom model, but if he went to design one, he wouldn't have done any of that.
exactly. No, he would make a very nice, classy looking guitar. Do you ever see The Simpsons? Now, Jared's gonna really get mad at me. Do you ever see The Simpsons where they make a Homer design a car?
I don't remember.
They make him design a car, and basically the way he designs it is it's got two bubbles, one for him to sit in and drive, and the other bubble for his family to sit in, so he can't hear what they're saying and they don't bother him while he's driving. So it's like two separate passenger areas,
Right,
which
right.
I thought was really funny.
That's funny.
Yes, my dad would probably design a really nice, classy looking guitar that you'd want to own. Mine is just more practical given the information I have. You know what I mean? Thank you, Jarrett. Thank you. But here's my point with that. If we could get like 100 people to want to buy that guitar, okay, let's make a tweak because some of the things were ridiculous in that guitar. Like for
Right.
maybe I can pull that guitar up on the screen. Let me see.
The plutonium inlays might be.
Oh well, we could get that. That's fine.
Well, you can get LED inlays.
We know where to get plutonium.
LED
no,
inlays.
we don't. Never mind. Hold on a second. Dad guitar. There it is. Okay. So there's the guitar. It's up. I blocked your face for a second. Sorry, Andy.
It's okay.
So let's talk about what's doable and what's not doable. Quilted A top. I don't know if they go that far, but they should. But okay, a nice piece of wood. So maybe we'll bring that down to reality a little bit.
Okay.
Mahogany body with special chin cutout. Come on, totally doable.
You could any shape. You could do any shape.
Built-in, always on Boss Chorus, 100%. Easy.
People do that now.
People do
Put
that.
pedals in their guitars.
The glowing the plutonium inlays. Okay, so I don't want to hurt anybody with the plutonium. So, but LEDs you could do.
Yeah.
Right. And
Yeah.
LEDs are pretty bright now, and
They're
they don't
super bright. You could do it.
they don't require that much power. Although you might, you know what you would need to do? You'd need to have heat sinks. So
Why?
because LEDs get very, very hot.
There are guitar manufacturers that have LEDs.
All right, so that's doable. What's not doable is probably this onboard 8-channel mixer by Bose. However, what we could do is put an iPad cutout,
An
right?
iPad mixer.
And then you could
Right.
mix, and then you're not even limited by the Bose. You could
Right.
basically mix any you could put any app in there to mix whatever you wanted. So I think
Right.
maybe that's an improvement.
Yeah. And you could put a phone size if you don't want a big iPad size. Either
Phone
way.
size, that's even better. You know what, guys? You guys think it's ridiculous, but if we could get like 100 people to ask for this, why wouldn't they make it? Why wouldn't they make it? So I'll start a petition. I'm accepting pre-orders on that guitar. I think that's a great idea. Oh, the Gen 2 version. John Schultz is correct.
Yep. V2.
That's right. So, I posted something 2 days ago on Instagram. I made a robot guy, and actually, I'll put him on the screen now too. I wanted to take everybody through. Basically, I'm trying to show everybody that I'm not slacking because
Do people think you're slacking?
I don't know. I think people think I'm slacking because I'm not putting up the normal amount of stuff I put up, say, last year or the year before that. So I just want to. Also, I want to keep people involved in the process here of what I'm doing. All right, so I'm going to bring this up. This is a little robot guy that I made. I made this in Blender, and I colored it in Substance Painter, Adobe Substance Painter, and I animated it in Reallusion iClone 7. I also did all the backgrounds in iClone 7, all the lighting. Basically, Andy, you really got me into lighting because I didn't know much about lighting.
Okay.
But
I didn't even know.
Yeah, well, usually when we do Band Geek videos,
right.
you do the lighting because I'm terrible at it. But yeah, I mean, I've just learned how important it is in not only just being able to see things, but setting a tone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm making good progress. The one benefit to being stuck home with the thing and having to cancel all of my other commitments is that I just did animation all week, and I knocked out like 14 shots.
Nice.
Yeah, since Monday, and I also have some cool news coming up. Reallusion, the company that makes the animation software that I use, they've just released their new version 8 of iClone, and they're going to get me a copy to review. And I'm going to put a review of it on my YouTube channel, and I'm going to write an article about it. So I'm really excited because one of the new things they're doing is they're putting the biggest challenge for me has been doing walking. It's really difficult to make the walks look good. And what they added in this version is the ability to walk the character with an Xbox controller. So,
okay.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that, and I think that's awesome, and I can't wait to play with it. Let's see, we have some questions. Oh, I thought we did. Just tell us the truth says, stop this crap and make music. Okay, Andy, make some music, please.
I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
Do you want to redeem yourself from last week because you couldn't remember that Genesis song? But where's your where's your CP sound, bro? There you go.
This is how it goes. Are you gonna sing it, or I have to sing it?
I don't want to sing yet.
There you go.
Yes.
It's
very
music.
good. Very good. Yeah, Tarna, I don't want to say what it is because they put this thing notice on the video, and I'm not really talking about it in any. I'm talking about it, but I'm not. I don't know. I don't want it to be about that. Does that make sense? Make it stop. Go back to talking. Wow. Okay. That's fair, I guess.
We'll do a little this, a little that.
So another interesting thing I wanted to do was go through some YouTube comments that we've gotten over the last week or so.
This is Richie reacts to YouTube comments.
This is what this is. This is Salty Mondays with Richie.
That was a thing, right?
I wanted to do Salty Sundays, but instead I just decided to do a super elaborate live stream.
Yeah.
Instead. Are we going to try to do that next weekend?
Yeah, we should try to do that.
You know what? We'll talk about it tomorrow at rehearsal.
I'm available.
I'm available, too. I would like to do that. I think I would like to do that. Yeah, maybe you should do that. We'll think about it. We'll talk about it. Okay, there was a comment on our Smokin' video.
Oh, that's a good video.
It is a good video from Equinox Pete.
That was one of our. That was one of those quarantine ones, but it was just after we were quarantined, so we all came to your house, but we came separate.
Yeah, because that made a huge difference.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to answer Steve Bean's question and Tarna's question in a second. I love the guitar sound. Are you using the Pod Go for that or something else? Thank you for the question. I'm using the Helix. I use the Helix like 95% of the time when I'm here doing anything. Definitely for guitars. Sometimes on the bass I'll use it. Other times I'll just use CLA Bass, the Waves plugin, which is awesome. So thank you for that, Equinox Pete. We have a live question. Steve Bean would like to know, when was the last time we played Marshmallow Wannabes? And then Tarna adds, or All Summer in a Day. I don't know if I could... I don't even know if I remember how to play either of those songs. I definitely don't know how to play Marshmallow Wannabes. Do you remember how to play Marshmallow Wannabes? For those of you who don't know, I think they're referring to the... Oh. Something like that. It was something like that. For those of you who don't know, I think they're referring to the chronological history of Speed of Sound episode we did. Yeah. And we had, before we wrote... We really wanted to be Tales from Topographic Oceans, so we kept trying to write long songs. So the first one we wrote was called Marshmallow Wannabes, which was horrendous. It had a slide whistle solo in the middle of it. We played it at a local club on Staten Island, and everybody looked at us like we were assholes. So that was the first thing we did. I think All Summer in a Day was a little better, because that was actually...
Yeah, that was...
home, find myself to be alone out there. I remember when we felt the sun shining over everyone, and yeah. Yeah, so I remember that more. I don't remember the Marshmallow song.
Whatever it is.
We've probably last played that live 1998. You know what? We should cannibalize that song.
Okay.
Because there's good stuff in there.
Yeah.
There's garbage in there, but there's good stuff in there. There's a few like nice hooks.
Yeah. That's nice.
Thank you for that question, Steve and Tarna. Are you okay, John Schwartz, am I looking forward to meeting David Schlom when BOC plays in Oroville, California? I would love to meet David Schlom. I hope it's possible. It's not always possible to do that because sometimes we get thrown into a van as soon as the show's over. So it really depends, but I would love to. Okay, next one. This is on our Close to the Edge video. This question is from Giuseppe Leone. Is Boris Johnson on drums? I don't see it.
I don't know. I have blonde hair. That's it.
I don't see it. If If anything, I think
Mine's
he's
a little bit shorter now.
Yeah, you look even less like Boris Johnson.
Yeah.
I think that's the issue. This is the same issue before I grew a beard. Before I
Okay.
grew a beard, so here's what happened. In like 2002 or whatever, we were in our band and we were playing at bars and clubs, right?
Yep.
And I had like kind of longish hair and no beard, and then and I was like a big guy and I'm like rocking out, very animated, and then people it was fine until School of Rock came out, and it was like,
Oh,
"Hey,
right.
Jack Black, hey, Jack
Yeah.
Black," and overnight, my identity was robbed. Like I couldn't. So it wasn't until I grew the beard that I stopped being Jack Black.
Right.
So you might need to do something.
I might have to grow a beard, but I can't.
We might have to paste the beard on you, or
I haven't shaved in a week. Can you see anything?
you look like a bum. You look like you look like Howard Hughes right now when he wouldn't leave his house. I think what you have to do is you have to either cut it very, very, very short so there's no
Right.
movement in the hair whatsoever. Right. 'Cause I
Then they'll
think-
say I look like Sting.
okay. You know what I mean? Okay. Or you got to grow it really long so you look like Rick Wakeman.
Right.
Mhm.
Except I just end up looking like CC DeVille instead. That's the problem.
CC's a nice guy.
He is.
You could do worse. I don't know. Anyway,
Yes, a lot of Boris Johnson comments. They're all very original. Thank you.
is it Doc Grimm's birthday today? If it's Doc Grimm's birthday, happy birthday, Doc Grimm. John Schultz says, "Don't make me get out your early BOC photos with the long hair and the goatee." You know what? That was the only time in my life I was able to have my hair do that. As soon as I did that, it rebelled against me. So I like that. I like that one. Okay, here we go. Another comment. This one's on an HX Stomp video. This is
What was the smoking? The smoking comment was what?
the spoken comment was if I was using the Pod Go.
Oh, the Podgo. Okay.
Yeah, this one's from Mike Valeri. Great video. I have a question. I have the Ditto looper and a preamp at the end of my signal chain. What's your advice for patching that up? So if you have, I guess the question is, if you're using pedals to go into a preamp, how would you do that? Looper and a preamp.
Well, the looper you want that after the preamp, right?
That's what I think.
Because if you're looping a lot of information, then that goes into distortion, and it's gonna hit.
Unless he's using the preamp clean,
Right.
right? If you use the preamp clean as just like a pedal platform, just with a tiny, tiny, tiny bit of gain on it, you could get away with using the looper before. But if you're using any kind of dirt, that's got to go after, I think.
Right.
Yeah. So there's our answer to that.
What was the other pedal? The looper and the what?
And the preamp.
The preamp. Right.
Yeah. Okay, here's a cool one on Helix snapshots. This is from Emmanuel Franca. I'm getting some difficulties to maintain the same sound at high volumes. Live, for example. Any advice for this? So you could probably speak to this too as a keyboard player.
Mm-hmm.
Things translating from rehearsal studio to live. I don't think that's exclusive to modeling amps. I think that's everything.
That's everything.
The only
That's even acoustic instruments like
Yeah.
drums.
The only difference between doing that with modeling amps and a regular amp is, follow me on this for a second. If you have a nice regular like combo amp
Mm-hmm.
and you have it set up, you're going to have different settings live. The only difference is you can go over to that live and easily change the knobs, and it's not a
Right.
big deal. With the modelers, you have to go through menus,
Right.
and that's why.
Well, I could say I have seen you before BOC shows, sitting on the floor with your Helix and EQing stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I think
it does need to happen.
yeah, the way I deal with that is in a lot of these devices they have a global EQ, and the global EQ should not be used to shape individual sounds. Like you should, when you're at home making the sounds, the global EQ should be off. Okay, that's there to solve this exact issue you're talking about, Emmanuel.
And then you go live and you're in the corner of a room and there's bass just resonating off of like 3 surfaces.
That's when you use the global EQ.
Then all you do is take the global EQ and you use that for the room you're in.
Yes, exactly. Don't use the global EQ at all when you're home or at rehearsal, unless you're rehearsing at like a studio. But like when you make the presets on whatever you're listening to them, on your studio speakers or on your powered cabinet or whatever it is, do not use the global EQ. When you go to a gig or another venue, that's when you use the global EQ, and your job is to use that global EQ to try to make whatever playback medium you're using sound as close to the way you think the preset should sound as possible, and that should work across the board, in theory. But that's how I do it. That's exactly how I use the global EQ.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, Jarrett says, I get told I look like Carney Wilson. Good night, everyone. Very good, Jarrett. Very good. Rev Drucifer says, I went to Curtis High School for a year with us.
Nice.
I'm guessing Rev Drucifer is not your name. If it is, that's a cool name. But hey, Rev, that's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. So I have another one here. Carl X, this was on the last podcast episode we did, wants to know how we feel about covering To Be Over by Yes. Thinks we would kill it. I think we got our hands full right now with Yes covers. But that's an interesting comment, because I do want to get back to doing videos. It's just if there's a time in the schedule where all 5 of us can be in the same room,
yeah, that
has to be a rehearsal. you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like we can't. I mean, I guess we could, but it wouldn't be responsible of us to take that time and not spend it rehearsing for the tour, because there's a lot of work to do for the tour.
Yeah, I mean, to make a video, we're each going to have to learn that we're each going to have to learn a new song on our own. So that takes a week or a couple of days. And then we have to get together and do it. That takes a day. And then you have to mix it. That takes a couple of days. Then you have to edit the video. That takes a couple of days. So you're talking about like 2 weeks. You're talking about like a half a month.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm not opposed to it. I love doing that. I think it's one of my favorite things to do. But
yeah,
I think at the beginning of this year we made a decision that we had to put whatever time we could spend together, we had to dedicate that to rehearsing, which is a difficult decision to make, because I love doing the videos.
But there's a lot of videos already there, and we'll do maybe we'll do some more live streams, some band live streams.
Yeah,
because those are fun.
Those are definitely fun. Okay, Rev says, I was the kid with the white gem, and his name's Andy too. He used to hang out with us in Lou's office and talk about Dream Theater. Yes,
there you go.
It's great to hear from you, Andy. I hope you're doing well. Here's another one. Doug Warner really misses the days with Anne-Marie and Emily. So sad. So those days will come again. I think that's the only thing I can say. No one's been cast out or anything like that. I know Emily's dying to do another video, because she messages me every week like, "Come on, let's go," and I keep telling her we're really busy right now. But yeah, Emily's dying to do one. I just watched the You Ought to Know video. I think that video should have like millions of views because she just tore that song a new butthole. I was so impressed by that. And the thing that people don't know is that's actually the second time we did that, because the first time we tried to do You Ought to Know, it was the first full Band Geek in this studio, and all the video was screwed up, all the lighting was screwed up. We didn't know what we were doing, so we had Emily come down here and record, and the stuff we did was unusable. So I had to have everybody come back, and the crazy thing was, I was thinking, oh man, like we kind of caught lightning in a bottle with that first one. She's never going to be able to top that, and I'm a jerk for not having my video and lighting stuff down. But when she came back, it was even better. Like the second time she did it was way better than the first time. And I thought the first time was spectacular. The second time blew the first time out of the water. Very, very impressive. So, Doug, don't worry. Those times will come back again.
Yeah. I mean, like we just said, it's a lot of scheduling stuff. And, I mean, we all have gigs and day jobs and all this other stuff. So it's tricky. It's tricky to schedule. And the other problem with scheduling is that we all don't have regular 9-to-5 jobs that we could just say, okay, we're just going to pick this date, and after work, everyone comes here, because we all have different jobs. So
right. Some of us do have 9-to-5 jobs.
Some of us don't.
Yeah, where it's like, oh, what do you mean you can't be here till 3 a.m. working on this? Like, what's wrong with you? Oh, right, you have to wake up for a job, and they're like, what do you mean you can't meet on weekends? Oh, you guys are doing gigs.
We're away.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's complicated.
It's very complicated. Bring back Vin. You know what? We should bring back Vin.
Yeah.
The problem is Vin
more scheduling.
The problem is Vin makes us all look like we don't know any songs. Because Vin knows more songs than us. He's amazing.
He's great.
All right, here's another one. This is on the Never Gonna Let You Go video from JB Abria 4. Can I ask a video of us covering the bass lines of the song, or just the bass tabs?
Ooh.
I don't think I had bass tabs for that.
There was a chord chart. That's definitely all we had.
Can you still play that song?
No. If I found my chord chart, because there's a million chords, because it modulates. I
think it starts off. This freaking thing's out of tune again. Hold on. I think it starts. It starts in F sharp minor or G minor. And then it goes up to G minor. I was as wrong as I could be from me. Flat 7. Modulation.
To what?
But now that I've come to see the light, all I
Yep.
It's something like that. And then it modulates again.
Something like that. We also, because it was just the two of us, so we recorded the part separate. And I remember you did actually spend a lot of time on that bass part, because there was a lot of.
It's Nathan East. Yeah,
those little slides and stuff.
So I'm sorry, JB. I don't have the tab, and I don't remember how it goes, and neither does Andy. Here's an interesting comment. And I've gotten a few comments from this person. This is on our Close to the Edge video. This is from Optics, Colossal, and Epic video channel.
Okay.
Anne-Marie is the star of the show, no doubt. Richie blew up Band Geek due to his own ego. When you have a talent like Anne-Marie, your fragile ego takes a back seat. Band Geek had Karen Carpenter-like talent there.
Okay.
Okay.
Does that mean my drumming, Karen Carpenter, or no?
No, so I actually responded to this comment, but there are a few comments. This is the nicer of the comments this person left. This is the more civil of the comments. All I could say is getting divorced is tough. It's tough whether you are having a contentious relationship with someone or a friendly relationship. It sucks no matter where you no matter how you do it. That said, I think the fact that we made like 6 videos together after the fact kind of makes that a bullshit statement. You know what I mean? Like, that comment doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
It's you know, and I'm if I'm saying it was hard, I'm sure it's hard for her too. You know what I mean? So the fact that we felt it important enough to keep doing these videos, I think means that doesn't mean anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's a really silly, stupid comment, to be honest. I'm sorry. I don't mean to call you out, optics, or you know, say anything mean. I'm just I get that if you're just looking at output and you're someone who's really, you want to see more content by this group, I get that. And as a fan, you know, of Anne-Marie's voice, I agree with that. You know what I mean? Yes, I want to see more, but things happen. It's not always possible with scheduling. This is not a relationship issue. This is a scheduling issue. Right. That's all this is, to be honest.
Yeah, and people don't need to know all your personal life stuff, but we have done many, many songs, like you said, since you got divorced.
Yeah.
So,
and you know, we had fun doing them too.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like, this is a bitter, awkward thing. We had a good time. Yeah. You know, and because really what it comes down to is whenever we play music and do this sort of thing, we have a good time, whether we like the material or not. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, because we've played songs that I had a silly idea for, or someone requested, and we're just like, what the hell is this? You know, but we always have a good time doing it.
You could say, and I see on the question there, and You and I, that was one of the songs we did. Yeah. Post-divorce. And that's a good question. You said you made the spreadsheet for And You and I.
Yeah, we
basically it was just an organizational tool because there's like 4 different acoustic parts, electric guitar parts. The
spreadsheet. That's a really good question, and I'm glad you brought that up, Andy. The spreadsheet, when like the classic Yes would play these songs live, and a lot of bands, you know what I mean? Like even Blue Oyster Cult, you're in the studio, you have the luxury of overdubs. As soon as you get into a live situation, you have to really prioritize what parts you're going to play and what parts you're not going to play. You need to think about that. With that video, with And You and I, we really wanted to cover all the parts.
That video was tough.
We had a lot of people in the room.
Just to take the time to tune every string of all those things. Because Andy had a 12-string acoustic. He had a 6-string electric. He had a 6-string pedal steel.
Yep.
And then Phil had a 6-string.
Phil had 3 guitars too.
He had an acoustic 6-string, an electric 6-string, a 12-string electric too, right?
Yep.
And then Rob had another
6-string.
We said it was like 50 strings we needed to tune.
Exactly.
And you're a 4-string.
Oh, I did the least in that video. I had a great time. Then Phil played keyboard, Rob played keyboard, and Anne-Marie played keyboard.
Right.
You know what I mean? So what I was doing is I made a spreadsheet, and every time like a different section would come up in the song, I would say, "Oh, there's a piano part there. Oh, wait a minute, Anne-Marie's not doing anything there." I said, "Okay, Anne-Marie, you got to play that piano part." You know what I
Right.
mean?
And then it's like Phil needs to play this part on electric so Andy could switch from acoustic to electric.
Exactly. I mean, we could have overdubbed it, but I thought it would be really cool if we would try not to overdub it.
And we could have simplified it the way they do it live.
Yeah. And simplify is not the right word, because
Right.
what they'll usually do is when they decide to focus on one part, they'll make that one part crazier. Like Rick Wakeman will play some amazing solo thing where it's not even on the record. So that simplifies the wrong word. They just adapt it for, we've only got 10 hands able to do all these things.
Yeah. But that was fun.
That was fun. That was like a pizza party with prog rock. We should have a Patreon, and that should be one of the things that you can have, is a Band Geek pizza party with prog rock. You get to sit on the couch, eat pizza, and watch me and Andy just argue about if it's triplets or 6/8.
Well, maybe we'll just do that next time. We'll just bring pizza.
Oh yeah, that's good. Let's see. John Schultz, I learned by ear. Yeah, we all learn by ear. My dad used to buy sheet music to do all these songs with his band, like when he'd have to learn like a first dance song for a wedding, and it would drive me nuts because they were wrong. And it happens less nowadays because I think with the internet, there's a lot of, like, you could watch YouTube tutorials and then there's some good stuff out there. But, in the 80s and 90s, when you would buy sheet music, it was usually wrong.
Well, stuff on the internet now are also wrong.
It depends on who you're going to.
Actually, do you know what's really funny? Actually, I'll grab this book. Hold on.
I'll tell this story while you grab this book. So my dad would get these charts, and I'd be like, those are the wrong chords. So now when people say, oh, I learned it off the chart, I learned it off this thing, I said, yeah, but who transcribed that? You know
Are
what I
you
mean?
talking about me?
No.
Okay, good.
What book is that?
I don't know what I missed. So this is a Bud Powell book, and it's transcriptions of like a couple of songs. The reason I have this is that I did this for my college entrance audition, and there's this song called Celia in it, not Saint Cecilia, Celia. And this published book, this is a real published book, it's in the wrong key. It's in B major instead of B flat. It is incorrect.
So did you have to learn it in that key to show you were reading it?
No, it didn't. You didn't have to. You didn't have to read. It was more of just like take a song and do it note for note as this. But yes, this is like a book you would buy, published book, and it's in the wrong key.
Do you remember how to play any of that?
I do. I think I do. Let's see.
Are you opening up the book so
No,
you can
I'm not.
read it in B?
Sorry.
Dude, it's jazz. We can't tell when you're making a mistake.
It's been a while. All right, that was it.
That was beautiful.
Something like that.
That's awesome.
That's the cool lick at the end there.
Somebody actually wants to see the spreadsheet. Let me see if I have the spreadsheet.
So in conclusion, sometimes books are published in the wrong key.
There's the spreadsheet.
There you go.
So we have sorry, I'm having trouble doing it. There we go. There we have it. So we have a 0 here. Drone, Kip. And we also have a fill category here. So that's how I did it. And I sent everybody this to let them know what they had to learn while we were working on this. So pretty freaking nerdy. We had some other comments here I wanted to. How about an Avant cover, Crack the Sky, Flashlight, or Nuclear Apathy? I'm not familiar with that. I have to check that out, but thank you, John McLeroy, for the recommendation. William Rigsby, scheduling issue. How is the Yes cover tour and BOC tour going to work? Same place, different dates. How do I deconflict? I have no idea what's going to happen. And I'm just going to take it as it comes and do what I can do. And hopefully I could do both, you know? I honestly, I don't have any information yet on that, but I'm not like... I love playing with Blue Oyster Cult. It's the greatest, one of the greatest honors of my life, and I'm not, you know, I don't. There's nothing to say yet because there's no dates to speak of. There's no conflicts yet to speak of. We'll see what happens when it happens.
Noah said same reason you don't use the real book. Wrong chords and wrong keys.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's like a real.
You know the real book was like transcribed by Berkeley students. That just goes to tell you about something about those people.
It's not that. It's like the whole principle of what we do here, like me and you, Andy, is like the antithesis of that.
Right.
Not jazz per se, but I mean just like the whole like show up to a gig not knowing what you're going to do mentality. You know, and I'm not talking about jamming. I'm talking about lack of preparation. You know,
yeah.
Like we've all done gigs like that. You know what I mean? Hundreds of gigs like that. But after a while, you just get to a point where you're like, man, I'd really like to have a rehearsal and go over endings and little arrangement things. You know, I had an anti-rehearsal attitude for a while, but I think this John Anderson thing has really changed my mind about that.
Yeah.
Because and you know what? You said
it depends on the material too.
You said this to me though a couple weeks ago. You said, "Man, I can't wait to have rehearsal again." But you said, "I can't wait to have band practice." He said, "I'm having fun." I said, "Yeah, me too. I'm having so much fun doing this stuff. I'm having fun sitting there with Chris Clark talking about if it's on the and of 4 or if it's on the E or if it's actually a dotted." If it's a dotted eighth note, or a triplet, you know, like we're discussing milliseconds. I love that. I think that's so much fun. Michelle K. Williams, can I have that Band Geek pizza party when I'm cancer free? Absolutely. I want to be there. Let's do it. I would love that. Panhead 49EL, has covering a song ever changed how you felt about a band? Yes, absolutely. Do you want to go first, Andy?
No, let me collect my thoughts.
Okay. I never knew who Budgie was.
Ah.
And then that Budgie song kicked our butts. That was really hard. The Crash Course in Brain Surgery, is that what it's called?
Yeah, yeah.
That one really, really killed us. Also, the Porcupine Tree song, because
Yeah.
Andy had been trying to get me into Porcupine Tree for years, and then I was forced to learn one, and I had a lot of respect for that band after we played that. That was a big one. Trying to think what else.
For me, it goes both ways. That sometimes I listen to a song and I'm like, oh, this is very cool. And then I learn it and I'm like, oh, that's all it is.
Hello
like,
there, Teresa.
There's nothing special about this song.
Well,
there's nothing cool.
I'll tell you what, I think John asked before if he learned tunes by ear. There's a song we covered, and I think this happens to us frequently, to be honest, where you think you know a song.
Yes.
You think oh, I know that song, and then you procrastinate on learning how to play it, and then the day before we have to go do it, you sit down, only make sure everything like, oh, I'm not playing that. Oh, I didn't do that. It's because, like the way my dad explained it to me, was that a lot of times when you're in a busy working band like we were, you learn these tunes on the spot.
Right.
Someone says, "Oh, can you play this song?" And the whole
Say
bar
no.
wants to hear it. You go, "Yeah," and you quick, like, you huddle and go, "Okay," and you come up with like a passable version, and it's all the wrong parts. It's whatever you could. It's like an impressionist version of the tune, but that happened to me with "Here I Go Again." And actually, this is a part where I didn't do it by ear because the solo, I couldn't figure out what it was. That whole run that I can't play anymore. I had no idea what it was. It was moving too fast. I slowed it down. I still couldn't figure it out. There's a guy, and I'll give him a shit.
And when you're playing it in a bar, if you're close enough, no one knows.
That part in the bar could be this. And everyone's like, yeah, that could be that. But
especially with songs like that people know what it is, they hear in between, they hear the right thing.
Yeah.
Even if it's wrong.
They fill in the blanks.
Their mind fixes it.
But I want to give a shout out to Ben Eller on YouTube, who has a wonderful guitar channel. He had this awesome tutorial just taking you through that whole solo, and I actually learned it from his video. And the funny thing is, he commented on it on our video, and I responded like, dude, you taught me this. Like, I learned how to do this. I learned it by watching you. Let's see. Here's an interesting question. Wait, I just scrolled past it. Riley63. Hey, Richie. Has Eric or Buck ever called an audible during a show that I don't know? Not that I don't know, but that I don't remember. And, they'll say, oh, let's do this song. And it's not a problem on guitar. If it's a piano song and I haven't played it in a year or two, I go, oh, no. It happened once. We did... We're backstage. It's after Reaper, and we're on the side of the stage, and Eric goes, hey, you know what? Let's do Joan Crawford. And I went, oh. Because usually, if we're going to do Joan Crawford, we'll do it at sound check, right?
And you rehearse it.
Yeah.
You practice. You warm up with it and stuff like that.
And I'm sitting there on the side of the stage going, I know it's in B minor. I don't remember what I said, Eric, that's Genesis.
Oh, that's sorry.
I said, Eric, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to play the intro to Joan Crawford. It's not going to be the intro that you're used to hearing, but it's going to be an intro and it's going to be in the right key. That's what I told him. I said, the notes will be different, but it's going to work. He's like, all right, whatever. So we did that, and it was horrible. It sounded okay because I played something in B minor, right? And I did the cross thing, but I was not playing the right chord. right?
So you were doing what I was doing.
Yeah. I did something like that.
Something like
I
that.
did something like that. And I pivoted on the. No, this is what
That's all you need to do.
This is what Joan Crawford is. It's you play B D B with that, and then you pivot on the F sharp with your right hand. No, your right hand just goes. That's it, right? And what I did was I think I played B D G.
X-Files.
I played the X-Files. This is what I did. I did something like that. It was ridiculous. Okay, let's see. Is Andy Raziano here? Voro V says, I understand we need to take time to rehearse, but any chance of doing some 30-second snippets of rehearsal? We should do a little snippet. Maybe we'll do. I have an idea of something I want to do for a snippet that doesn't that's okay. You know what? Andy's gonna yell at me as soon as we hang up, but I think we could do something. I want to.
I mean, we have quite a few videos of us playing Yes songs.
Matthew Schatz wants to know, what's the next song we're going to cover? I had an idea, but I decided not to do it. But I have a few songs I want to cover. Do you know what I really want to cover, actually? I want to do a Band Geek version of Tokyo Nights, which is not a cover. You know what I mean? Like, I want to do it like the Morning Starlight version with Amory singing. That's what I want to do. Because, I mean, I feel like people have been digging that song when I was doing it on the live stream. So that's what I wanted to do. Can you play Linus and Lucy? Tarnan wants to know.
I never know the riff.
I don't know it either.
Something like that.
Let's end with a little something where I can play on top of you. I'll tune up. You're a jerk. I hate you.
I don't know. What we
Give me a little blue bossa. Actually, no.
No,
we have to save that for the stream, for the live show. Give me
we could do
give me a slow. Or you want to? Let's play something jazzy for everybody, so they can hear the rules of jazz. What's one of the 4 jazz songs I know? I know All of Me. That's one of the 4 I know. I have a question here that I think is important to talk about.
Okay.
Any advice on how to get gigs? I've never played live for money, truth be told, and I want to do something over the summer. It's from Noah. It's very difficult now because the whole gig thing has kind of been devalued by people willing to play for free. And I'm not saying that that's the worst thing, and I understand why people want to play for free, but I would say don't ever play for free if you can help it. Hold on 1 second. My mom's calling me. Demand to get paid something. I just think you can't play for free. You know what I mean? Because I had this discussion with one of my students who said, "Oh, I played at this local club." I said, "Oh, they pay you?" And he said, "No." I said, "Look, I understand like right now it's really cool to get to play for your friends and it's fun." I said, "But you got to make something." I said, "Because at some point in your life, you're going to want to do this and get paid for it. And if you set a precedent now that you'll pay for nothing, you'll never ever get paid. So make sure you get paid." And that doesn't mean that like they're going to give you thousands of dollars if you go to a local bar, but come up with some deal, like this is what you got to do, Noah. Put together, if you're a solo or if you have a band, put together like a YouTube video of just like a 1 or 2 minute thing of the best parts of your show. Make it look as polished as you can manage with the equipment you have, and start going to the places you want to play and find out who books the shows and tell them, "Hey, I want my band in here. I want to try to do this." And they're going to, if they tell you, "Okay, we don't pay bands," then you really shouldn't play there. But they're probably not going to do that. They'll probably give you some sort of like a door deal, or some kind of deal. When you're getting established, you're not going to get a lot, but make sure you get something, even if it's like, "Okay, we'll give you dinner and you could take half the door," or something like that, or just make sure you're getting. Don't play for free, because you're never going to be able to break out of that. Get something and get better, and the better you get at playing live, then what you have to do when you get to that step is you have to decidedly stop playing for that deal you had and say, "Okay, now that we're getting people coming to this place, it really comes down to how many people you could bring." You know what I mean? That's what it is. And once you get to that point where you can consistently get that, and I believe in you, you could do it. Then you have to say, "Okay, I'm no longer going to accept that previous deal. Now I have to get this," and slowly build it up that way. So that's my advice. What do you think, Andy?
Yeah, I agree.
All right. My dreamer says play "Yours Is No Disgrace" live. Well, you might want to learn some Dua Lipa songs.
You're not going to get paid for playing that.
You might want to learn a couple of Dua Lipa and Bruno Mars tunes. You might want to learn Uptown Funk and maybe sneak that in when everybody's nice and drunk. All right, so Andy, let's do what kind of thing you want to play?
I don't know.
Let's do a slow blues.
Major, minor.
Whatever you want.
Ooh, let's do a minor blues.
All right, good. You started off.
What key? D minor?
I don't care. Take it, Eddie. want to keep doing this. This is fun. But anyway. Oh, you want me to keep I want to thank everybody for joining us today. Band Geek episode 154 with Andy Ascalise. Ooh, tickling those jazzy ivories. Ooh, like that chord. Ooh, 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 ooh. Just tickling me in all the right places. Thank you for joining us. I hope you guys have a wonderful week. And we'll see you soon.
That was terrible.
That was... Woo. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you, Andy, for joining me.
Thank you.
So basically, what's going on is Andy can't hear what I'm playing. So that's why it sounds so good, because I'm not messing him up with my BS. This is basically Andy solo, and I'm wanking over what he's doing, which
I don't know. I can't hear what you're playing. I don't know what you're playing.
Which sums up our friendship. Anyway, guys, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.